Have you ever wondered how much a single tap on a smartphone screen is actually worth? In the glitzy world of global superstars, Instagram isn't just a place to share casual selfies. It's a multi-million-dollar battlefield where top luxury brands and mega event sponsors fight for a slice of digital real estate. Today, we are diving deep into the sensational universe of BTS, the global phenomenon that redefined the music industry and completely took over the internet. With tens of millions of loyal followers tracking their every move, their personal social media accounts have become the ultimate gold standard of modern advertising. But just how mind-blowing are the numbers behind their single posts? How does a casual upload from a member stack up against the astronomical budgets of World Cup sponsors who pay every single time they post? Who among the 7 members commands the absolute highest price tag, and what secret marketing power makes global corporations open their wallets without a second thought? Get ready as we count down the unbelievable net worth, social media influence, and the jaw-dropping per-post prices of all 7 BTS members. Number 7. RM. The intellectual art curator, hidden fortune behind the quiet aesthetic. Imagine walking into a quiet, sunlit art gallery where the scent of old wood and fresh paint lingers in the air, only to realize that every single piece on the wall has been viewed by millions of people across the globe just because of one man's recommendation. That is the sheer, quiet power of Kim Namjoon, professionally known as RM, the leader of BTS. Unlike the typical glitzy, high-fashion social media accounts that dominate the entertainment industry, RM's personal space on Instagram, appropriately named @Archive, reads like a carefully curated digital museum of modern art, literature, and serene nature walks. But do not let this calm, artistic aesthetic fool you into thinking it has no commercial value. Behind those peaceful photos of Korean monochrome paintings and vintage wooden furniture lies an astronomical marketing influence that brands are willing to pay fortunes for. When the members of BTS opened their individual Instagram accounts in late 2021, the digital marketing world experienced a seismic shift. Analysts and marketing experts immediately began calculating the potential value of their posts, and RM quickly emerged as a unique force. While some influencers rely on flashy product placements, RM's endorsement is rooted in intellectual prestige and authentic curation. If a luxury brand wants to collaborate with RM, they are not just buying a slot on his feed, they are buying his intellectual credibility and the undivided attention of a highly loyal global community. To understand the sheer scale of his marketing power, we must look at the financial mechanics of this influence. How do marketing experts determine that a single post from RM is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? In the advertising industry, there is a metric known as earned media value, or EMV. This calculates the value of publicity gained through promotional efforts other than paid advertising. When RM posts a single photo wearing a specific brand or visiting a specific venue, the EMV generated often surpasses the millions of dollars spent on traditional campaigns. Take his partnership with the Italian luxury fashion house Bottega Veneta, for instance. Known for its quiet luxury, rejection of loud logos, and focus on artisanal craftsmanship, the brand found its perfect muse in RM. When Matthew Blasey, the creative director of Bottega Veneta, officially welcomed RM to the family, it wasn't just a standard corporate press release, it was a cultural partnership. The items RM wore to Milan Fashion Week, sleek, understated, and incredibly sophisticated, sold out globally within hours, proving that his followers do not just admire his music, they trust his taste implicitly. According to marketing analytics agencies, a single sponsored post on RM's account is estimated to be worth anywhere between $300,000 to $450,000 US. This is a jaw-dropping figure that easily rivals the advertising budgets of major corporations during global events like the FIFA World Cup. To put this into perspective, during a major sporting event like the World Cup, a global sponsor pays millions of dollars for a few seconds of television airtime. They are casting a wide net, hoping to catch the attention of a passive audience that might be fetching a drink or looking at their phones during the commercial break. In contrast, when a brand aligns with RM, they get direct, highly emotional, and active engagement from over 45 million dedicated followers who analyze every single detail of his posts down to the background objects. This level of focused engagement is something money can rarely buy in traditional advertising. The phenomenon known as the RM tour is a testament to this power. Whenever RM posts a photo of himself standing in front of a painting in a remote museum, that museum experiences an unprecedented surge in visitors, with lines wrapping around the block the very next day. Art curators in South Korea and abroad have noted that RM has single-handedly revitalized interest in traditional and contemporary art among the younger generation. He has made museums cool again. For brands, this organic, cult-like influence is invaluable. They know that when RM posts, it does not feel like a forced advertisement. It feels like a personal recommendation from a highly respected friend who genuinely appreciates the craft. This trust is what drives his proposed price to such dizzying heights. If a brand wants to feature their product on his page, they cannot simply offer a large sum of money. RM is notoriously selective, choosing only to align with brands and projects that match his personal philosophy and aesthetic. This rarity drives his market value even higher. Reflecting on his journey, it is truly mind-blowing to think that the young teenager who started as an underground rapper named Runch Randa, fighting for recognition in the small, damp clubs of Seoul, is now a global diplomat who has spoken at the United Nations and can command the price of a luxury house with a single click of his phone. His social media presence is a masterclass in modern brand positioning. He does not overwhelm his followers with constant ads or commercial noise. Instead, he posts sparingly, ensuring that when he does share something, its impact is maximized. This scarcity model only increases his market value, making him a prize target for high-end sponsors who are willing to pay premium rates just to have their products subtly placed in a corner of his art-filled world. Furthermore, we must look at the psychological connection RM has with his audience. As the leader of BTS, he has carried the weight of the group's global representation for over a decade. He is seen as the mature, thoughtful, and articulate spokesperson of a generation. When he endorses a brand, it carries a stamp of ethical and aesthetic approval. This is why luxury brands are willing to pay top dollar without hesitation. They are not just buying reach, they are buying the reputation that RM has meticulously built through years of hard work, artistic integrity, and intellectual pursuit. When we look at his solo album projects, such as Indigo, we see how he seamlessly weaves his commercial partnerships with his artistic endeavors. He utilized his Instagram platform to introduce the various artists, painters, and musicians who collaborated with him, creating a rich narrative that went far beyond typical album promotions. This approach elevates his brand value because sponsors know that any association with RM will be treated with the utmost respect and creative depth. It is not just about placing a product in his hands, it is about integrating that product into his lifestyle and artistic narrative. For global sponsors, this is the holy grail of marketing. The traditional advertising model is dying, and consumers are increasingly immune to standard commercials. They want authenticity, they want stories, and they want to connect with creators who have a genuine point of view. RM offers all of this in abundance. His quiet aesthetic is a silent goldmine, showing that sometimes the loudest statement is the one made in silence. For instance, when RM visited the Chinati Foundation in Marfa, Texas, his simple Instagram posts showcasing the minimalist art of Donald Judd created a global pilgrimage of art lovers to a remote desert town. This is a level of geopolitical and economic influence that traditional tourism boards spend tens of millions of dollars trying to achieve. It proves that RM's digital footprint carries a tangible real-world impact that directly translates into economic gain. Brands analyze these case studies very carefully before negotiating contracts. They look at the conversions, the foot traffic, the media mentions, and they realize that paying RM $400,000 for a single post is actually a bargain compared to the multi-million-dollar traditional media campaigns that often yield half the engagement. RM's personal brand is built on a foundation of continuous self-improvement and artistic exploration, which makes him a highly sustainable asset for sponsors who are looking for long-term partnerships rather than quick, transient hype cycles. As we look at the financial weight of his digital footprint, we begin to realize that the true power of BTS lies not just in their group's success, but in how each member has cultivated a distinct, incredibly lucrative individual identity that resonates with different segments of the global market. RM represents the intellectual, artistic, and philosophical pillar of the group, and his proposed price reflects that rare, elevated status. So, if a global sponsor wants to capture the hearts of the culturally conscious consumer, they must be prepared to pay the price for the ultimate curator of taste. But this is only the beginning of our countdown, and as we move up the list, the numbers and the cultural impact only become more shocking. How does the next member utilize his unique charms to command even higher stakes in this digital gold rush? Number 6. J-Hope. The vibrant fashion icon, turning streetwear into multi-million-dollar capital. From the busy, neon-lit streets of Gwangju where a young boy named Young Hoseok used to practice street dancing until his shoes wore out, to the front rows of Paris Fashion Week surrounded by the world's elite designers, J-Hope's journey is nothing short of a modern fairy tale. His Instagram handle, @YurimiHope, is a vibrant explosion of color, Polaroid aesthetics, and cutting-edge streetwear that feels like a personal diary, yet holds the financial power of a global advertising agency. When we look at J-Hope's feed, it is clear that he treats social media not just as a tool, but as a canvas for his self-expression. He is the group's fashion chameleon, effortlessly blending high-end luxury with raw, underground street style. This unique positioning makes him one of the most sought-after K-pop stars for brands looking to capture the attention of the younger, trend-conscious demographic. In 2023, French luxury fashion house Louis Vuitton officially named J-Hope as their new house ambassador, a move that sent shockwaves through the fashion industry. His debut at their menswear show in Paris generated millions of social media mentions and millions of dollars in earned media value. When J-Hope posts a photo of himself in a custom Louis Vuitton outfit, it is not just a style choice, it is a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign in action. Analysts estimate that a single sponsored post on J-Hope's account can command a price tag of around $450,000 to $500,000. This is a staggering amount that makes traditional television advertising look obsolete. Think about the astronomical sums paid by FIFA World Cup sponsors. They pay massive checks for static billboard displays and brief television slots, hoping to imprint their brand logo into the minds of viewers. But J-Hope's posts do something far more powerful. They build an emotional bridge between the brand and the consumer. When J-Hope posts a series of cozy Polaroids featuring a luxury bag or a pair of designer sneakers, his fans do not see a commercial. They see a glimpse into his actual lifestyle, a piece of his artistic journey. They buy those items because they want to share in that aesthetic, creating a level of brand loyalty that traditional sponsors can only dream of. The cultural phenomenon of Hobbapalooza at the Lollapalooza Music Festival in Chicago in 2022 showed the world the true scale of his solo power. As the first South Korean artist to headline a major American music festival, J-Hope drew a crowd of over 100,000 fans and brought in millions of viewers on live stream. The fashion choices he made on that stage, which he later showcased on his Instagram, became instant trends. Brands know that J-Hope does not just follow trends, he creates them. His visual identity is so strong that even a casual photo of his coffee table or a toy collection can lead to those specific items selling out in minutes. This extreme sellout power is why top-tier sponsors are willing to pay whatever it takes to secure a spot on his feed. Behind the bright smiles and the signature, "I'm your hope, you're my hope" catchphrase lies an incredibly sharp, professional artist who understands his value. J-Hope's social media strategy is brilliant because it maintains a high level of intimacy while showcasing premium lifestyle brands. He uses his platform to share his dance practices, his album preparations, and his daily lives, which keeps his engagement rate exceptionally high. In the marketing world, engagement rate is the holy grail. A celebrity can have millions of followers, but if those followers do not interact with the content, the marketing value drops. J-Hope's followers are intensely active, liking, sharing, and commenting on his posts at rates that outperform standard Western celebrities. This active engagement justifies the massive price tag that brands pay for his endorsement. Moreover, J-Hope's influence extends beyond fashion into the art world and the dance community. He frequently highlights underground dancers, choreographers, and independent artists on his stories, elevating their platforms and showing a deep commitment to his roots. This artistic integrity makes his commercial endorsements even more credible. When he aligns with a brand, his audience knows it is not just for the paycheck, it is a genuine collaboration. For global sponsors, this level of trust is priceless. They are paying for J-Hope's cultural cachet, his impeccable style, and the positive energy that he projects to the world. We must also analyze his signature Polaroid aesthetic. Unlike many celebrities who post polished, professional studio photography, J-Hope prefers the raw, warm, and nostalgic feel of Polaroids and film cameras. This is not an accidental choice. It is a highly sophisticated branding technique. The organic feel of a Polaroid lowers the consumer's natural defense against advertising. It feels intimate, like a photo sent from a friend, rather than a corporate billboard. This makes his product placements incredibly seamless and effective. Even during his mandatory military enlistment, J-Hope's Instagram remained a powerful marketing tool. Through pre-planned content and occasional updates, his brand value never dipped. Sponsors knew that his influence was not a passing trend, but a permanent fixture in global pop culture. This long-term stability is why major conglomerates are willing to allocate a significant portion of their marketing budget to J-Hope. When comparing the ROI of a World Cup sponsor to a partnership with J-Hope, the math is simple. A television ad during the World Cup is gone in 30 seconds, but J-Hope's posts remain on his feed forever, continuously generating views, shares, and engagement for years to come. It is a compounding asset that keeps on giving. Think back to the legendary listening party J-Hope hosted for Jack in the Box. It was a star-studded event that felt like the Met Gala of Korea, and the photos J-Hope shared on his feed became the absolute epicenter of global entertainment news for days. Every major celebrity in Korea was photographed there, but J-Hope's own posts were the ones that drew the ultimate eyeballs. This event solidified his position as the ultimate tastemaker and social hub of the industry. Brands saw this and realized that J-Hope's reach isn't just limited to ARMY. He holds influence over other influencers, celebrities, and creators. This network effect exponentially increases his commercial value. When J-Hope endorses a lifestyle, it ripples through the entire creative community. This is why his price tag remains in the top echelon of global talent. He is not just an influencer. He is an influencer's influencer, a creative director in his own right who shapes the very culture he represents. As we reflect on his transformation from the main dancer of BTS to a solo force capable of shutting down fashion capitals, we realize that J-Hope has redefined what it means to be a global style influencer. His proposed price is a reflection of his status as a pioneer, an artist who can turn a simple street walk into a luxury runway show. The financial stakes are incredibly high, but J-Hope continues to deliver, proving with every upload that his brand is worth every single dollar. But if the leader and the fashion icon can command these jaw-dropping numbers, what happens when we move to the members who possess a different kind of global appeal? The list continues to climb, and the next member's story reveals an entirely different strategy of digital dominance. Number 5. Jimin. Worldwide Handsome's golden touch, the high-demand return of the ultimate visual. There is a legendary story in the K-pop industry about a young college student majoring in acting who stepped off a bus one day, only to be chased down by a casting director who was completely captivated by his visuals. That student was Kim Seokjin, now known to millions of adoring fans around the globe as Jimin, the oldest member and the self-proclaimed worldwide handsome of BTS. Jin's Instagram account, simply named @Jin, is a fascinating study in contrast. Unlike the highly polished, meticulously planned feeds of most global celebrities, Jin's page is delightfully chaotic, honest, and wonderfully down-to-earth. He posts pictures of himself holding a giant raw fish, cooking in a casual t-shirt, playing video games, or making funny faces, mixed in with high-fashion luxury shoots. Yet, this unfiltered, authentic approach is precisely what makes his commercial value skyrocket. Brands are not just paying for a handsome face, they are paying for the incredible warmth, sincerity, and trust that Jin has built with his audience over the past decade. When Jin became the first member of BTS to complete his mandatory military service in mid-2024, the global media and the fashion world went into a state of absolute frenzy. His return was marked by a massive surge in commercial offers, with every luxury brand competing to sign him. French high jewelry maison Fred was the first to secure him as their global brand ambassador. The impact was immediate and historic. Within minutes of the announcement, the traffic from eager fans crashed Fred's official website, and the high-end jewelry pieces Jin wore in the promotional photos, costing thousands of dollars each, sold out globally in record time. Soon after, Italian fashion powerhouse Gucci followed suit, naming Jin as their global brand ambassador, sparking another wave of global viral trends. Analysts estimate that a single sponsored post on Jin's Instagram account is worth a staggering $500,000 to $600,000. This is a level of marketing efficiency that traditional advertisers can only dream of. Think of the monumental sums spent by World Cup sponsors. They invest tens of millions of dollars in multi-year campaigns, hoping to build brand recognition and positive associations. In contrast, a single, casual post from Jin can drive immediate sales, crash servers, and dominate global search engines within minutes. It is the Jin effect, a combination of unmatched visual appeal and an incredibly loyal fan base that translates directly into massive revenue. What makes Jin's influence so powerful is his ability to remain relatable despite his superstar status. His Eat Jin mukbang sessions and his love for traditional Korean food and drink, including his project to brew his own traditional alcohol with master artisans, showcase a man who is deeply connected to his roots and values authenticity above all else. This authenticity makes his endorsements incredibly powerful. When Jin posts a photo wearing Gucci or Fred, his fans know that he is representing the brand with pride, and they eagerly support his endeavors. The emotional connection here is profound. Fans do not just buy the products to copy his style, they buy them to celebrate his achievements and show their support for his solo career. Jin's participation as a torchbearer for South Korea at the 2024 Paris Olympics was a monumental event that elevated his status from a pop star to a national representative on the global stage. The photos of him carrying the flame through the streets of Paris, surrounded by cheering crowds, went viral on every social media platform, cementing his image as a symbol of elegance, unity, and global pride. For luxury brands and global sponsors, this association is gold. They're aligning themselves with an individual who represents the pinnacle of positive global influence and classic, timeless beauty. Jin's visual appeal transcends cultural and demographic boundaries, making him a universally appealing ambassador for any brand. His social media presence is characterized by a lack of commercial pushiness. He does not post ads constantly. Instead, he shares moments of his life, his travels, and his interactions with his bandmates, keeping his feed feeling personal and intimate. When a brand does appear on his page, it stands out as a special occasion, capturing the full attention of his massive follower base. This selective approach ensures that his market value remains incredibly high. Reflecting on his journey, we see a young man who had to learn singing and dancing from scratch, facing immense pressure as the visual of a group that would go on to change the world. Through sheer determination, hard work, and a healthy dose of humor, Jin has carved out a unique space for himself in the entertainment industry. He is not just a handsome face, he is a talented vocalist, a beloved personality, and a commercial powerhouse whose digital footprint is worth millions. The high-demand return of Jin has set a new benchmark for celebrity endorsements, proving that even after a long hiatus, his star power is brighter than ever. For example, when he released his solo single, The Astronaut, co-written with the legendary British band Coldplay. He shared a heartwarming photo of the guitar gifted to him by Chris Martin. That single post did not just promote the song, it told a story of genuine artistic friendship that resonated deeply with music lovers worldwide, generating a level of organic engagement that money simply cannot buy. Marketing agencies note that Jin's media impact value, or MIV, regularly outperforms that of top Hollywood celebrities during major events. His simple, boyfriend material photos, free of heavy edits or styling, create a sense of close companionship that makes his audience feel like they are part of his daily life. This emotional proximity is a powerful marketing tool, lowering consumer resistance and making his recommendations feel natural and trustworthy. Furthermore, his playful interactions in the comment sections of his fellow members' posts create an active, self-sustaining ecosystem that keeps fans constantly returning to his page. As the oldest brother of the group, Jin has always been the anchor, balancing their intense global fame with his trademark lighthearted humor. This emotional maturity and grounded nature make him a highly reliable and safe investment for conservative luxury brands who value stability and clean public images. The financial impact of his posts is a testament to this trust, proving that the worldwide handsome title is not just a playful nickname, but a multi-million-dollar global brand that commands top-tier investments from the world's most prestigious sponsors. And as the countdown continues, the stakes only get higher, with the next members showing even more complex layers of digital influence and market dominance. Number 4. Suga. The genius producer's silent power, the astronomical cost of unfiltered authenticity. Behind the smoky studio lights and the heavy, pounding bass lines of Taehyung's underground music scene, a young boy named Min Youngi once struggled to choose between buying a cheap bowl of noodles or taking a bus ride home after a long night of composing beats. Today, that very same boy is known globally as Suga, or his rebellious alter ego August D, a musical genius, producer, and lyricist whose digital footprint is worth a fortune. His Instagram account, at August, is a raw, unfiltered reflection of his life as an artist. Unlike the typical aesthetic of commercial influencers, Suga's feed is a blend of moody black and white studio photos, candid behind-the-scenes shots of his global solo concert tour, and his hit talk show, Suchwita, interspersed with sleek fashion campaigns. Yet, this unapologetic focus on music and authenticity is exactly why global luxury brands and sponsors are willing to pay astronomical prices to partner with him. In early 2023, Italian luxury fashion house Valentino announced Suga as their new brand ambassador, referring to him as a DI, VAS, an acronym for different values. Creative director Pierpaolo Pacioli praised Suga for his multifaceted identity and his ability to express his values through his art. This partnership was a perfect match, as Suga represents a generation that values authenticity and artistic freedom above traditional luxury norms. When Suga wears a Valentino suit, it is not just a commercial endorsement, it is a statement of cool, rebellious sophistication. Analysts and marketing experts estimate that a single sponsored post on Suga's Instagram account can command a price tag between $600,000 and $650,000. This is a staggering sum that rivals the advertising budgets of major conglomerates during global events like the FIFA World Cup. While a World Cup sponsor pays millions of dollars for a generic television commercial that viewers will likely skip, a brand that partners with Suga gets direct access to over 44 million passionate, highly engaged followers who hang on to his every word and photo. His fanbase does not view his posts passively. They analyze his lyrics, his studio gear, and his outfits, creating an immediate and powerful impact on sales and brand perception. Suga's influence is rooted in his storytelling. Through his solo music as August D, he has openly discussed his struggles with mental health, poverty, and the pressures of fame. This vulnerability has created an unbreakable bond of trust between him and his audience. When he recommends a product, a fashion piece, or even a book, his followers know that it comes from a place of genuine appreciation. The commercial success of his solo D-Day tour in 2023, which sold out arenas across the United States and Asia, proved his massive individual drawing power. The content he posted on his Instagram during this tour, showing the sweat, the exhaustion, and the triumph of his live performances, drew massive engagement, showing an artist at the height of his powers. Furthermore, his partnership with the NBA, National Basketball Association, as a global ambassador highlighted his versatility. Suga has always been a passionate basketball fan, and when the NBA partnered with him, it was a natural extension of his personal interests. The photos of him sitting courtside at major games, wearing custom designer gear, merged the worlds of sports, music, and fashion in a way that traditional sponsors could never replicate. For brands, this organic integration is invaluable. It does not feel like an advertisement. It feels like a natural part of Suga's world. His credibility as a producer also adds a layer of intellectual value to his brand. Having produced chart-topping hits for international icons like IU, PSY, Halsey, and even collaborating with Coldplay, Suga is respected not just as an idol, but as an industry tastemaker. This means that when he endorses a brand, it carries the weight of a professional creator's approval. During the Valentino menswear show in Paris, the moment Suga arrived in a monochromatic beige suit, the internet erupted. The media impact value generated from his appearance was calculated in the millions of dollars, eclipsing traditional advertising campaigns. Similarly, on his talk show, Suga, he created a platform where artists could talk deeply about music over drinks. The behind-the-scenes photos he shared from these episodes on his Instagram became cultural touchstones, showcasing his warm, hospitable, and deeply reflective personality. This content kept his engagement rates exceptionally high, proving that his audience values his intellect just as much as his music. When comparing the return on investment for a World Cup sponsor to a partnership with Suga, the difference is clear. A World Cup ad is temporary and broad-based, whereas Suga's posts remain a permanent part of his digital legacy, attracting views and engagement long after the initial upload. It represents a targeted, high-conversion marketing strategy that yields consistent results. Reflecting on his journey, it is truly inspiring to see how a boy who used to sell his songs for a few pennies to survive is now a global powerhouse who can command the price of a luxury estate with a single social media post. His social media presence is characterized by a deliberate selectivity. He does not post constant commercial content, which makes his rare endorsements feel exclusive and highly premium. This scarcity model drives his per post price even higher, making him a prized asset for brands looking to make a lasting impression. Even as he fulfills his mandatory public service, his influence continues to reverberate. The pre-recorded episodes of Suga and the anniversary posts he shared kept the fan base actively connected to his journey. This steady presence is highly valued by sponsors who seek partners with enduring stability. Suga's brand is not a flash in the pan, it is a long-term investment. He has proven that an artist can maintain their underground credibility while cooperating with the world's largest luxury conglomerates. By refusing to compromise on his core identity, he has actually increased his commercial appeal. Brands know that a partnership with Suga is a mark of creative excellence and sophisticated rebellion. It is this unique combination of musical genius, emotional vulnerability, and uncompromising integrity that makes his per post price worth every single penny to global sponsors. Suga's silent power is a reminder that in a world of loud, constant marketing, the most valuable voices are often the ones that speak with the most authenticity and artistic integrity. As we move further up the list, the numbers and the cultural impact continue to escalate, showing the incredible depth of BTS's global influence. Number 3. Jimin. The modern prince of luxury, elegant charm that commands unparalleled global demand. Step into the ultra-exclusive world of high fashion and elite luxury, where the creative directors of the world's most prestigious design houses wait in anticipation for a single artist to represent their vision. This is the domain of Park Jimin, the mesmerizing dancer, vocalist, and performance powerhouse of BTS. Jimin's Instagram feed, under the simple handle, at J.M, is a masterclass in graceful minimalism and quiet sophistication. With over 53 million devoted followers, every post he uploads, whether it is a snippet of his fluid, contemporary dance moves, a behind-the-scenes look at his solo album's Face and Muse, or a high-end luxury campaign, sends shockwaves through the global fashion and marketing industries. Jimin does not merely post photos, he shifts market economies. In early 2023, the legendary French luxury fashion house Dior announced Jimin as their new global brand ambassador. The announcement was so monumental that it caused Dior's parent company, LVMH, to experience a historic rise in stock prices, reaching an all-time high of over €800 per share. This phenomenon, which financial analysts officially dubbed the Jimin effect, proved that his influence was not just a pop culture trend, but a tangible, multi-billion-dollar economic force. Shortly after, American luxury jewelry giant Tiffany & Company also signed Jimin as their global spokesperson, capitalizing on his unique ability to represent classic, gender-fluid elegance. Analysts estimate that a single sponsored post on Jimin's Instagram account is worth a jaw-dropping $700,000 to $800,000. This is a massive figure that rivals, and often surpasses, the advertising budgets of major conglomerates sponsoring global events like the FIFA World Cup. While a World Cup sponsor pays millions of dollars to place their logo on a stadium banner, hoping to catch the fleeting attention of sports fans, a brand that partners with Jimin gets a dedicated, emotionally invested audience that views his style choices as the ultimate standard of beauty and class. When Jimin posts a photo wearing a Dior trench coat or a Tiffany necklace, those items do not just sell out, they become instant symbols of prestige and desire. The connection Jimin shares with his audience is deeply rooted in his dedication to his craft. Having trained in modern dance at the Busan High School of Arts, where he was the top student in his department, Jimin brought a level of fluid grace and emotional depth to BTS's choreography that redefined K-pop performances. His journey from a young, uncertain trainee who slept only 2 hours a day to perfect his skills to the ultimate darling of global luxury is a story of relentless passion. This narrative of dedication is what makes his commercial partnerships so successful. When fans buy a Dior suit or a Tiffany ring endorsed by Jimin, they are not just buying luxury goods. They are celebrating the journey of an artist who gave everything to reach the top. His solo album, Face, made history on the Billboard charts, and the promotional content he shared on his Instagram showcased his artistic versatility, showing a raw, introspective side that contrasted beautifully with his Prince-like fashion image. This dual appeal, vulnerable artist and high-fashion icon, makes him a highly versatile ambassador for brands. Furthermore, his presence at the Dior Fall 2023 menswear show in Paris created a level of hysteria that the city had rarely seen. Thousands of fans packed the streets outside the venue, and data analytics firms reported that Jimin's single post about the event generated more media impact value than any other celebrity in attendance. For luxury brands, this level of exposure is priceless. They are paying for Jimin's unique ability to merge classical elegance with modern pop culture relevance, creating a brand image that is both timeless and cutting-edge. Reflecting on his growth, it is awe-inspiring to see how his humble, polite nature remains unchanged despite his immense power. He continues to interact with his fans with a gentle, sincere warmth, keeping his social media presence feeling personal and welcoming. His childhood in Busan, where he practiced martial arts like Kendo and Taekwondo alongside contemporary dance, helped him develop a physical grace that makes him stand out in fashion photography. He moves with an effortless, fluid posture that makes clothing drape beautifully on his frame, a trait that fashion designers find exceptionally rare and valuable. When he released his history-making solo single, Like Crazy, and it became the first song by a Korean solo artist to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, the emotional celebration he shared on his Instagram was met with an outpouring of global support. That post generated millions of likes and comments in a matter of hours, showcasing the deep-seated emotional investment of his fans. Luxury sponsors understand that when they hire Jimin, they are tapping into a community that celebrates his success as their own. The traditional model of hiring a celebrity just for their face is gone. Now, brands look for artists with compelling personal narratives that align with their own heritage. Jimin provides this in abundance, representing the pinnacle of artistic achievement and sophisticated grace. His digital footprint is a silent goldmine that keeps generating value long after the initial upload, making his high price tag a wise investment for brands looking to secure long-term brand equity. This economic leverage was also visible during his Muse album promotions, where he blended retro chic visuals with modern pop sounds. The Instagram teasers and conceptual photos he posted for Muse showed his ability to curate a visual concept from scratch, proving that he is not just a passive model, but an active creator. Brands see this creative control and realize that Jimin's value lies in his artistic vision. When he collaborates on a campaign, he brings a unique perspective that elevates the brand's aesthetic. His partnership with LVMH is a testament to this, as they continue to feature him in major global campaigns that span across Europe, Asia, and the Americas. The Jimin effect has completely redefined the luxury market, showing that K-pop artists are no longer just regional stars, but global tastemakers who can drive the financial success of centuries-old fashion houses. If a global sponsor wants to command the attention of the modern luxury consumer, they must be prepared to invest in the unmatched elegance of Park Jimin. As we look at the top 3 of our list, the numbers reach astronomical proportions, showing that the influence of BTS has created a new era of digital advertising where the boundaries of music, fashion, and business are completely rewritten. Number 2, Taehyung. The absolute visual king, unbelievable media engagement that shatters internet records. Imagine a world where a single, blurry, black and white selfie uploaded in the middle of the night can crash the servers of a multi-billion-dollar luxury retail website in a matter of seconds. This is not a hypothetical scenario. It is the everyday reality of Kim Taehyung, known to the world simply as V. When the members of BTS launched their individual Instagram accounts, V broke the internet by shattering 2 Guinness World Records, the fastest account to reach 1 million followers, which he achieved in just 43 minutes, and the fastest to reach 10 million followers in a mind-blowing 4 hours and 52 minutes. Today, his account, under the handle @THV, boasts over 65 million followers and commands an engagement rate that is widely considered the highest of any celebrity in the world. V does not just have followers, he has an active, hyper-engaged digital empire. Marketing agencies that calculate influencer value have repeatedly placed V at the top of global lists, estimating the value of a single post on his feed to be worth between $800,000 and $950,000 US. This astronomical price tag makes him one of the most expensive and coveted brand ambassadors on the planet, easily eclipsing the budgets of major global sponsors. To put this in perspective, think of the massive conglomerates that sponsor the FIFA World Cup. They spend hundreds of millions of dollars to place their brands in front of television audiences worldwide. Yet, a single post from Taehyung on @THV regularly receives over 10 to 15 million likes, a level of active, direct engagement that outperforms the television ratings of major sporting events in multiple countries combined. When V posts, people do not just look, they act. In 2023, V was announced as the brand ambassador for the French luxury brand Celine and the high-end jewelry house Cartier. The impact was immediate and staggering. When Cartier released the campaign featuring V wearing their iconic Panthère de Cartier necklace, priced at over $26,000 US, the jewelry piece sold out on Cartier's global online store within minutes. This level of sellout power for high-ticket luxury items is virtually unheard of in the marketing world. It proves that V's followers are not just young fans buying merchandise. They include high-net-worth individuals who trust his aesthetic and style implicitly. V's feed is a beautiful curation of his personal interests, reflecting a deep love for jazz music, classic cinema, retro photography, and fine art. His photos often look like stills from a classic French film, projecting a romantic, nostalgic atmosphere that stands out in a sea of generic, polished celebrity feeds. This unique visual identity is what makes his commercial partnerships so effective. When he represents Celine as a Celine boy, the clothes he wears look like a natural extension of his own vintage, rebellious wardrobe. Brands are not just buying his face, they are buying his cinematic aura. During his visits to Paris for Celine fashion shows, the sheer volume of fans gathering outside the venues caused complete gridlock, forcing local authorities to reinforce security measures. The media frenzy was so intense that fashion critics remarked that V's presence alone generated more buzz than the actual clothing collections. His partnership with Cartier brought a fresh, youthful energy to the traditional luxury house. By showcasing the jewelry in a modern, gender-fluid light, he helped the brand connect with a younger generation of affluent buyers who value individuality and artistic expression. This strategy proved to be a massive success, driving up Cartier's brand value and establishing V as a key player in the luxury marketing landscape. V's solo album, Layover, produced in collaboration with creative director Min Hee-jin, was a beautiful reflection of his vintage sensibility. The promotional photos he shared on Instagram featured a lo-fi, nostalgic aesthetic that perfectly matched the album's jazz-influenced R&B sound. Interestingly, the campaign also featured his beloved Pomeranian, Eonton, who became an instant internet sensation and even had his own promotional content. This personal touch added a layer of warmth and authenticity to the album release, making the commercial aspect of the campaign feel like a shared family celebration. Marketing analysts note that V's engagement metrics, such as the ratio of likes to followers and the speed at which his posts accumulate interactions, are among the highest in the entire social media industry. This high velocity of engagement is what makes his account so valuable to sponsors. They know that a post on @THV will immediately go viral, generating global news coverage and driving immediate consumer action. Even during his mandatory military enlistment, V's influence remained unchallenged. Pre-recorded photo shoots and campaigns with fashion magazines like Harper's Bazaar were released strategically, keeping his digital presence active and ensuring that his brand value remained at the top of media impact charts. The comparison between the return on investment for a World Cup sponsor and a partnership with V highlights the shifting dynamics of modern advertising. A television commercial during a major match is transient and passive, whereas a post on V's Instagram is permanent, highly targeted, and actively celebrated by a global community. It represents a compounding asset that continues to build brand value over time. Reflecting on his journey, it is truly inspiring to see how a farm boy from Daegu, raised by his grandparents and dreaming of playing the saxophone, has become the absolute visual king of the digital age. He has used his platform not just to showcase products, but to share his artistic vision, his love for classic culture, and his genuine warmth with the world. This authenticity is the true source of his power, proving that the most valuable brands are those built on trust, passion, and a unique, uncompromising point of view. V's ability to turn high fashion luxury into accessible lifestyle trends is a key driver of his marketing value. When he wears a Celine t-shirt or a simple leather jacket, it becomes a must-have item for millions of young people globally, regardless of the price. This influence is not limited to fashion. His recommendations of indie artists, obscure jazz records, and classic films have introduced his massive audience to new cultural experiences, showcasing his role as a true global tastemaker. Brands recognize that V's endorsement is a powerful stamp of approval that carries immense cultural weight. By aligning with V, sponsors are not just buying advertising space. They are joining a global conversation led by one of the most charismatic and influential figures of his generation. The financial investment required to partner with V is significant, but the returns are unparalleled. He continues to redefine the boundaries of celebrity influence, proving that with the right mix of talent, authenticity, and visual magic, an artist can conquer both the music world and the global fashion industry. As we approach the final spot on our list, the numbers reach their absolute peak, showing the jaw-dropping scale of the BTS digital revolution. Number 1. Jungkook. The golden magne's absolute dominance, the ultimate global trendsetter and brand savior. In the history of global pop culture, very few individuals possess the power to shift global markets with a single casual comment or a passing gesture. This is the realm of Jungkook, the golden magne of BTS. Jungkook's relationship with social media is legendary. His original Instagram handle, @abdefgi__nakrastovsis, was a brilliant, creative masterpiece that became a viral sensation in itself. When he later changed it to @Jungkook.97 and eventually deactivated his account with over 50 million followers, simply stating that he didn't use it much and preferred to interact with fans on Weverse, the digital marketing world was left in absolute shock. Deactivating a social media asset valued in the tens of millions of dollars is a move that only an artist of Jungkook's stature could make. It proved that he does not rely on algorithms or social media presence to maintain his status. His influence is absolute, and when he does choose to appear, the impact is earth-shattering. When marketing agencies calculate the value of a single post from Jungkook, the estimates reach a staggering $1 million or more. This makes him the undisputed #1 on our list, commanding a price tag that puts him in the company of the world's most elite global figures. The phenomenon of the Jungkook effect is characterized by his unmatched sold-out king status. Unlike other influencers who must carefully plan promotions, Jungkook has accidentally sold out products simply by using them in the background of his live streams. From fabric softeners like Downy, which sold out across South Korea within hours of him mentioning it, to Tizen's kombucha, which saw a 500% increase in sales after he was seen drinking it. Jungkook's everyday choices translate into instant commercial success. His historic partnership with American fashion brand Calvin Klein as their global brand ambassador in 2023 was a watershed moment in fashion history. The campaign photos and videos, which featured Jungkook showcasing the brand's classic denim and underwear, completely took over the internet. Within minutes of the campaign launch, Calvin Klein's official website crashed due to the massive influx of traffic, and the items he wore sold out in retail stores globally. The parent company of Calvin Klein, PVH Corp., experienced a significant surge in stock value, proving that Jungkook's endorsement is a direct driver of corporate growth. But perhaps the most undeniable proof of his global dominance is his connection to the FIFA World Cup. In 2022, Jungkook made history as the first Korean artist to perform at the opening ceremony of the FIFA World Cup in Qatar, singing the official anthem Dreamers. While global corporations spent hundreds of millions of dollars to secure sponsorship slots during the tournament, Jungkook was the main attraction, capturing the attention of billions of viewers worldwide. The performance went viral on every platform, and the behind-the-scenes photos and videos he shared on social media became the most viewed content of the tournament. This historic moment proved that Jungkook's personal brand is a global powerhouse on par with the world's largest sporting events. The emotional journey of Jungkook is deeply inspiring. Arriving in Seoul from Busan as a shy 15-year-old who would cry whenever he was asked to sing, he trained relentlessly under the guidance of his bandmates to become the Golden Magne, an artist who excels at singing, dancing, rapping, and athletic pursuits. This growth has created a deep bond of respect and love between him and his fans, who see him as a symbol of limitless potential. When he released his solo debut single 7 in 2023, it dominated the global music charts, breaking streaming records on Spotify and cementing his status as a global pop superstar. The promotional campaigns for 7 and his debut album, Golden, were met with unprecedented enthusiasm, and his occasional social media appearances continue to drive massive engagement. When Jungkook accidentally revealed his private TikTok account under the name @LetJungkook while sharing a dance cover, he decided to make it public. Within hours, the account gained millions of followers, showcasing his ability to dominate any digital platform instantly. Brands analyze these metrics and realize that his reach is not limited to a single platform. He commands the attention of the global youth wherever he goes. The Calvin Klein campaigns were so successful that the CEO of PVH Corp specifically highlighted Jungkook's contribution during corporate earnings calls, attributing the brand's double-digit sales growth directly to his influence. During the World Cup, sponsors paid for visibility, but Jungkook's presence was an emotional experience. He sang of unity and dreams, making his association with the event a timeless cultural moment that resonated far beyond the soccer pitch. Even his culinary interests, such as his personal recipe for bulguri ramen, created a global trend where food companies rushed to file trademarks and develop products based on his creations. This level of lifestyle influence is what makes him a brand savior, capable of turning simple ideas into global consumer trends. His fans are fiercely protective and supportive of his growth, translating into a level of active consumer advocacy that is unique to the BTS fandom. They do not just buy the products he endorses, they actively promote them, creating a self-sustaining marketing loop that yields incredible returns for sponsors. Jungkook's decision to step away from traditional Instagram posting and focus on live streaming shows his commitment to authentic, real-time connection, making his rare commercial appearances even more valuable. Jungkook's absolute dominance is a testament to the power of talent and charisma, proving that the Golden Magne is not just a member of a record-breaking group, but a global cultural force who commands the digital landscape with ease. When we look at the collective financial and cultural impact of all 7 BTS members, we begin to realize that we are witnessing an unprecedented phenomenon in the history of global marketing. Each member of BTS represents a distinct, highly specialized pillar of modern brand influence, creating a diversified portfolio that covers every segment of the global consumer market. RM represents the intellectual and artistic pillar, attracting quiet luxury and cultural institutions. J-Hope dominates the vibrant, youthful street fashion and performance art sectors. Jin represents classic, timeless elegance and high-end visual prestige. Suga commands the music-focused, rebellious, and raw authenticity market. Jimin embodies the sophisticated, modern prince of luxury couture. Lee shatters internet engagement records with his cinematic, romantic visual appeal. And Jungkook represents the absolute pinnacle of global trendsetting and massive consumer conversion. Together, their personal brands generate billions of dollars in earned media value, EMV, and direct sales for their partners. Traditional advertising models, which rely on passive television slots during major events like the FIFA World Cup, are increasingly losing their effectiveness. Modern consumers demand authenticity, storytelling, and emotional connection. BTS offers this in abundance. When a global sponsor pays for a post from a BTS member, they are not just buying advertising space, they are buying into a global community built on decade-long trust, shared values, and mutual support. This is why World Cup sponsors and luxury fashion houses are willing to pay astronomical prices every single time they post, because the return on investment is immediate, massive, and permanent. The digital footprints of these 7 artists have redefined the boundaries of music, fashion, and business, establishing a new gold standard for global influence that will be studied by marketing experts for decades to come. With that, we close the channel on this fascinating countdown of global superstars. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the incredible stories behind the headlines.